weeks and months, we spent hours talking about AI, about systems, agents, but also the incredible potential of AI unfolding before us. But between the theories and the tech, something deeper appeared. What does it mean to be a human today? What is the power of human connection? AI can simulate understanding, but it can't feel belonging. It can assist, but it can't replace the way people truly see each other. As we move into this new era, maybe our task is not to compete with machines, but to cultivate what makes us human. Empathy, presence, connection, and purpose. So today I'm joined by Ludmila Parekh, an architect, a wellness facilitator, and a yoga teacher from Belgium. And we will talk about AI, well-being, and the choices that defines us as human, how we lead, connect, create meaning in a world that moves faster than ever. I'm Fiona Baudet, and this is CEO Reflex. Welcome, Ludmila, to this special episode.
Thank you, Fiona. Thank you for inviting me to the COCF Reflect, a very interesting podcast. So I'm glad to talk about this point with you.
Perfect. So maybe if you can start with just saying a little bit about who you are. I really want to know a little bit more about you and how we met up this morning for this session.
Okay, so to talk who I am, it's a very difficult point because we always start talking about ourselves, what we do, right? Not what we are. So I am a Brazilian born from São Paulo, and I lived in New York. I moved with my family to Europe, and now we live in Ghent, Belgium. And recently I discovered this human design. And in human design, I am a manifestor generator. And that means that I am a multi-passionate person, and that's who I am. So I think it's an interesting way to discover how to introduce yourself, that I'm a multi-passionate person, that I like many things. I am able to accomplish and do a diversity of things in life. And for the last 20 years, I've been working as an architect from São Paulo, New York, Switzerland, then in Belgium. And the last 2 years, I rediscover another passion, that is yoga. That it's always been there with me. But now I'm focusing in yoga and wellness as a facilitator. So I give sessions, I give workshops, and I host retreats. So that's what I'm doing nowadays.
Okay. And so we talked a little bit after last week. You published an article on your website about the connection of well-being and what it means to be a human, and also related to everything that's happening today with, as we talked about, AI. How did you come up with this article? What was the inspiration?
So the reflection actually was in the dining table. So our daughter brought the point that they are not allowed to use AI for schoolwork or at school. And then we reflect about that, because like when you see like how things are changing, like the weather is changing, the seasons normal change, we change all the time. And the AI is a presence now in our lives. It's impossible to say, no, you cannot use. It's part of the day-to-day, the routines. So then we reflect on that. And at the same time, we saw this post on the Curious Cardinal. It's an educational platform for this generation, so the new creators. And over there, it says that, like, for us to engage with AI without fear. Like, because when she brought that on the dining table, we felt that, yeah, I can't use, so there is something that it's prohibited, right? So
Yeah.
there is a fear, why and what can happen. And so then in that article, it opens our eyes, like, to say that you bring the AI to your life, like, not with fear, but with curiosity and with compassion. So that way you can bring your questions, your knowledge to it, and it also can evolve, like, who you are or what you're thinking or your work. So then we told her, like, we can work together, like, in the things that you need to work in school. And when we find that it's a good point to open AI, we're gonna open AI. There is no holding back for that. But it's important to understand the tools that you have and not
Yeah.
just click, but pause before clicking and moving forward.
But it's true. It's something that we see. It's sometimes difficult. For example, for a community of CEOs and entrepreneurs, AI means to be faster, to go things in a different pace. And I think there is also this fear where it's about working with your teams and working with the people around you, that you're missing, that sometimes it's just about not clicking, but it's about talking about what you want to do with this AI, and after you click is and it's something that I'm really interested about. And how, I mean, in your day to day, how do you see, how do you vision that you have this relationship with AI, which is totally different, I think, for 80% of our community of CEOs that see just efficiency, and but more like reflection and, yeah, time to ponder and see what it means to not just not stop using AI but go further.
Yeah, but it's interesting, the question, because, yeah, you started saying that AI reveals that the value
Mm,
is efficiency and speed, right?
yeah.
So if you think about that value, okay, we like efficiency and speed. But then you say, okay, I can be efficient, I can do that in speed. For a simple task, if I give an example, a spreadsheet that would give me like 1 hour of work, AI can do in few minutes, right? So I will use the extra time to just breathe and observe and maybe be more creative with that
Yeah.
spreadsheet or with those thoughts that I put in the first time. So then it creates more time for you to talk with your colleagues
Mm,
also, or to expand those first steps. Otherwise, you would take long time, you get tired, and then you have no time left for a coffee with a colleague or something. So AI bring us something, but you need to be conscious, like the way that you use that, not just to keep trying to be a better machine, but
mm.
leave the better machine for the machine and try to use that space that you created to be a better human and to open space not only about work but
Yeah.
also for other things in life, to be present.
Yeah, what do you, because following the retreats that you did and talking with the people that you're working with, what do you feel that we're losing by becoming better machines? What are you afraid that we're gonna lose as humans with becoming machines?
So becoming a like hyper efficient robot, yeah, this is and then we forget about to pause, to just be, and yeah, you stop feeling. So we lose our sensitivity, we lose our imagination, connection, right, with ourselves and with others. So yeah, I think very important the capacity to simply be, like pause and be. Yeah, lose ourselves in the world. I think that's the dangers of that. But having the awareness of it, you can say, wait a minute, I can't lose all this, because these are values that I'm not, I like that value of AI that bring us the efficiency and speed. It's just one part of the machine, and I don't want to be that machine. I want to keep my imagination, creativity, the sensitivity for connection, because and then we want to be whole. So that's the question about people are searching.
But for you, how do you present well-being today?
For me, the well-being means to feel alive, right? To be present, like when you are talking, like you're really here
Yeah.
talking to Ludmila, I'm here talking to Fiona and trying to convey the message. So like I'm here not thinking about what I need to do next. No.
Yeah.
I don't care about the future. I don't care about what was yesterday. I'm here now. So that's the state of well-being, in my view, and also to feel connected.
Yeah.
Right. The other parts of well-being, it's recognizing our body wisdom. So if you are in a situation that you start shaking or you feel nervous, so you recognize that situation causes you stress. So like observing like your reactions and respecting that. And so that's also a thing that we should always observe. The other thing, it's the contact with nature. When
Yeah.
we are close to greenery or close to a tree or inside a forest,
True.
that sense of well-being. I think the sense of wholeness when you are completely present and there in connection.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's sometimes all of these things are difficult for our leaders and entrepreneurs, but it's the power also of being human. I mean, we've seen in during our events, of course, the computer, the AI, the agents are there, but I think there is something truly unique by the connections that our members and everybody around have. I mean, talking to someone is so different than talking with airport on via chat, and I think this is also this level of connection and human that is so important. And if you had simple practice or advices for our leaders that don't have time just technically to pause because they are high on efficiency and high on getting things done faster, what would be your advices? Some things that they can do easily every day.
So it's very important to breathe, like pause and breathe. And like sometimes just observing your posture. Like sometimes you're just like, oh, so tired, right? I don't have time for this. Okay, now I'm taking like this pause for myself. The idea of just breathing and observing your posture and observing yourself and feeling that air coming in and out. And sometimes if you are in a turbulence type of moment, you can actually visualize a light coming in and the light coming out. There are like few tools that we can use consciously. And I think also it's important during the workflow. So the design of systems that respect humanity. So when you have the workflow in a company, to think about the time that people need to pause. So everyone should pause, drop everything that you are doing, like pause. Or instead of doing meetings that we are just sitting, like it's sunny outside, let's walk and take that meeting on a walk. So it's like changing the way that we relate to our work as well. Even if we don't have time to work, to walk outside, it's sunny because now it's a working time. We have a meeting. Maybe take
Yeah.
that meeting for a walk. So then it's and people will realize that the creativity, imagination, when you take yourself out of your regular routine, every day doing the same thing, try to change few things instead of just doing the same every day. So I think this is another good tip in an individual level. But yeah, the day to day, the routine. So
Yeah.
it's important to, when you do things that you feel it's important for your well being, to not put that on agenda. Do that because you feel like doing it.
It's true that sometimes we are using a calendar to remind us that we need to take a break. We
Yeah.
need to have a moment just to have just sometimes a simple lunch because it has to be scheduled. And I think we are missing this sometimes, these easy things that we just have to shut down the computer. I mean, and things will still go well after.
Yes.
But and it's something that I would love to implement also during our events. Some these moments where we can just stop and we can just enjoy and ponder and yeah, maybe we can do even a little bit of yoga in the morning. That
Yes.
will be helpful.
That would be great.
Do you have any more things that you want to share with our listeners? Then
Yeah, there is one thing also that it's important when we have a group of people, right? Like
yeah,
the meetings during COCF, to bring the importance of silence, because there are a lot of people that they feel so uncomfortable to be just
yeah,
silence. And when you do a moment of silence, it's so nice to, like, the vibration that's left on the room, you feel the energy just by being silent. And it doesn't mean that you stop thinking. It's hard
yeah.
inside. It's always working and talking
Mhm.
with yourself, but it's the first step. It's like to just everybody shut up and just, and then you start to listen to birds or the car that
Mm,
is moving or another kid talking far away. So then you start realizing that there is like so many other things around you, that it's not you, and that that group of people. So then you, yeah, it's like you do a zoom out from yourself. Then you realize how important you are, so small, but at the same time you are part, you belong to something. And talk about belonging, that was one of the things also that I forgot to mention, what people look for, no, like a
yeah.
sense of purpose. So yeah, I think that's also very important for the well-being of a person, to realize that, or to be able to find. And most of the time you find when you get your moments of silence.
And maybe one last question. What would be your one advice for the new generation that are going to start working with all this technology around them? I mean, they were born with phones almost immediately in their hands and all these AI and agents. What would be your one advice for her to just find time and have this sense of belonging and purposes, even with all this madness around her?
Yeah, I think I would give the advice to never forget about rituals.
Yeah,
So I think in the past, we used to have much more like rituals about cooking together, or about even praying, or singing some songs around the fire camp. So I think lots of rituals from the past is being lost. And I think this is a very important for us human, because we live as a collective. we don't live alone, and living alone keeps us away from peace, from our inner peace. So it's important to remember that we are a collective.
Mm.
And rituals like, I think, like a simple thing as cooking together, or even just sit for a coffee. It's important, the connection, the contact, the human contact. And I see in this generation, it's very hard for them to contact, even like to do a phone call. When they need to do a phone call, it takes them like so much energy. And I see it's a very important thing to put the phones away, iPads away, and go outside in the world and connect. So like there is a place here close by that there are like ping pong tables. I say just go there with your friends instead of being here playing on the iPhone or iPad, that it's impossible to drop those things. And they went and they had a great time. So it's a way to bound, to connect. So it's important to keep that connection. So always, I think, for this generation, to remind them to drop the phones and have the personal contact, because we are humans and we should keep the human being alive.
Yeah. Let's hope so. But thank you so much, Ludmila, for all your insight. This amazing discussion that we have about something that is not maybe 100% related to business, but I think sometimes it's, as you said, it's important to remember that we are humans, and it's what makes us unique and different. So thank you so much, and talk to you soon. Thank you.